I think if you're a company trying to increase the size of your database and add new records into it, and again, that's a fairly familiar request that we get asked a lot. You know, I've cleaned up my database, now I want to go and find more prospects. We always suggest profiling that database first. And again, there are lots of different techniques that you can use to profile that database to try and find out the characteristics of your most profitable customers. You know, there are techniques like Cameo, like Mosaic, if it's a consumer database. So you can get a very good pen picture, if you like, a kind of an image of what your good prospects would look like based on what your customers look like. We would always suggest, if you're then looking to buy in data to add to your database, that you test that data set out first. So almost a kind of try before you buy, if you like. We would always again suggest deduping against your current data, so you're not wasting money and resources by, again, mailing customers that you've already got. We'd always suggest that you check the source of that data very carefully, finding out where that data or that list owner has actually sourced that information. Where's it come from? Is it information that you might already have? Or is it in fact very old information? For example, very many of the data sets that are sourced from the electoral roll are actually several years old because of the basis on which that data has been collected in the first place. Has it been fairly and properly collected? You know, have all the right permissions been sought at the time of data collection? So we ask to make sure people do that. And then we suggest that people always read very carefully the terms and conditions from the data owner if you're buying directly, because I think people assume that because they're buying data, they can integrate it into their own database, and there aren't any restrictions on that. In some cases there aren't, but in some cases there are, and many of the data owners will only allow single use, or there are special terms that need to be applied for multiple use. So we always suggest that people check the small print very carefully.